Welcome to the Quick Galloper YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell.
They're off for the first. Big man Maiden gets a good start. Galway Bay is also running pretty quickly in the early exchanges. As they sort themselves out, Beautiful Moon, We Are Your Honor, they're right up with the front end. On the far side, Nothing But Trouble is there, and running quickly in the early exchanges as they leave the quarter pole behind. Minnie de Wack is in the blue and in the center, but Big Man Biden is under the stand fence. Minnie de Wack now coming across to join Big Man Biden. On the far side, Nothing But Trouble is right there too. Galway Bay in behind them, but drifting to the far side. But it is Minnie de Wack and Nothing But Trouble now. These two share the lead with Minnie de Wack going on by just over a length, and Minnie de Wack will take the first by maybe two or more in the end over Nothing But Trouble. Time Bomb is third, We Are Your Honor is fourth, close between Big Man Biden nearest to us and Galway Bay on the far side.
Off and racing, that's a good line. Star Quest in the middle, Any Means want a piece of the action. Also there on the inside, that's I'm Just a Girl. So I'm Just a Girl settled on that lead from racing in second, that's Any Means. Mulligan Man watches them from third. Another length and a half before we come to Olivia de Horo, and racing at the back of the field, that's Star Quest. They head toward the 5, and it is I'm Just a Girl, bouncing easily on a 2-length lead from Any Means racing in second. Just on the outside, that's Mulligan Man right against the rail, and coming on, that's Olivia de Horo, and still racing at the back of the field, Star Quest as they go past the 4 and make their way toward the 3. It's I'm Just a Girl. Just about a 2-length lead from racing back in second. That's Mulligan Man and Any Means. About 4 or 5 lengths before we come to Olivia de Horo tailing off. Also trying to come on that Star Quest there at the top of the lane. I'm Just a Girl still in front. Any Means testing. I'm Just a Girl in front of Any Means. Trying to come forward. I'm Just a Girl and still Robert Alidine virtually doing nothing. He's like a tourist on a adventure excursion. It's I'm Just a Girl easily in the end, and there's no way to describe this one. I'm Just a Girl is in front. Super fragilistic, expialidocious. I'm Just a Girl by about 7 lengths in front of Any Means. Then comes back in third, Mulligan Man. Fourth, Star Quest.
They're off. All 14 leave the gates. Powwow, Run for Fun, Wonderful Vision. Those are the slowest to leave. Nebraska gets a good start and goes for that lead. Awesome Emma attached to the outside as they flash past the 5. 2 lengths back to Diva, a break back to 4, My Love. Awesome Kitty on the outside. Delta Gamma forming the line of 3 and scraping paint as they're about to arrive at the half mile. A break back to My Friend Mickey. My Lady Gold races up next. Toward the inside going down, one Degger Links asked to make ground. Melba's Choice is trying to pick up on the outside of Horses. Run for Fun racing out wide of Sea Lillian. A gap back to Powwow, and a Wonderful Vision trails the field. They've left the 5/16. They're coming into the lane. They're into it now. Awesome Emma on the outside. Nebraska just a leader from Awesome Emma. Diva picking up down against the rail. In behind those, that looks to be Awesome Kitty also coming on, but they drive toward the line, and it is Nebraska leading Awesome Emma just by about a length separating them. Over on the rail, Diva now trying to get into top gear, but Nebraska is holding on to that lead inside the final 16th. Nebraska, Diva coming best of the rest. Nebraska driven flat to the boards, and Nebraska will take it over Diva. Then Awesome Emma. My Friend Mickey close between one Degger Links and Awesome Kitty.
ready for a start. 5.5 furlong the trip. Often Racing, that's a good line. Left at the back of the field, that's a super spun as Pepper Stepper goes past the 5 in front. Pepper Stepper in front of I Am Who I Am. Racing back there in third, that's Unbelievable Power. Then comes racing in fourth, that's Brody's Unity. Then comes a Comuna Trace and racing at the back of the field, Super Spun. A strong outfield as they head toward the 3, and it is Pepper Stepper in front, passing the 3 about 2 lengths in front of I Am Who I Am, racing back there in second about 4 or 5 or 6 lengths before we come to Unbelievable Power, and you can forget about the rest. Pepper Stepper in front and in charge, racing back down, right against the rail and trying to come on. That I Am Who I Am, but it's Pepper Stepper in front and looks to be in total control. I Am Who I Am switched out and asked for more. It's Pepper Stepper coming to the furlong pole with a good-looking lead. I Am Who I Am racing back there in second and can only be second best. But Pepper Stepper and Robert Hardball Hallidine, that's 2 on the day, coasting in. Running on for second, that's Unbelievable Power. I Am Who I Am settled back for third. Back in fourth, that's Comuna Trace.
They're off. Favorite Global Pursuit gets a good start, angling already toward the center of the racetrack. Kem and Posing already race nearest to us. Cosmic Force is also beginning to tack across to this near side, as Global Pursuit may just have that overall lead. The Hot Dancer on his inside. Talona is racing over on the far side. Sky Rizzer racing in behind that group along with Nakamura, but they charge away now toward the final quarter. Posing already right against the stand fence with Cosmic Force. Global Pursuit, the favorite in the center, looking to have the overall advantage as they leave the quarter pole in behind them. The Hot Dancer now getting pumped and asked to close that gap, but it's still Global Pursuit and Robert Hallidine who hold that lead. The Hot Dancer, the closest pursuer. Nakamura now gets going on the far side, so too Cosmic Force and Kem nearest to us. Global Pursuit just the leader. Cosmic Force pressing home an attack. The Hot Dancer is right there too with Nakamura on the far side. It's a line of horses and they've gone by together. It could be Nakamura over the Hot Dancer, then Global Pursuit, close between Cosmic Force and Kem.
Often Racing. Speed on Wheel gets a good start over on the far side and tacking across. Getting a good start too, that's Town Star. Right in the middle, Prince Daniel coasting. Just on the outside of Prince Daniel, that's a shadow of a doubt. Then comes a undeclared war on the premises. So they're spread right across the track as they make their way coming out of the chute. And it is Speed on Wheels. Speed on Wheels, Lucky Papa right there too. Prince Daniel along right on the just up behind Prince Daniel. That's Chinita Estrella just on the outside and nearest to us. That's Undeclared Ward, still wide open. Lucky Papa, Speed on Wheels, right there too. Prince Daniel coming on fast too. That's Undeclared Ward. Left back a bit, Chinita Estrella as they make their way coming inside the final furlong and a half. It is Speed on Wheel and Lucky Papa, these two fighting for it. Speed on Wheel, Lucky Papa, Chinita Estrella begins to get closer along with Prince Daniel. Speed on Wheel, Chinita Estrella keeps on grinding away. Speed on Wheel, Chinita Estrella, Speed on Wheel. It could be Chinita Estrella in the nick of time from Speed on Wheel. Then comes Lucky Papa, guide side for fourth. Either Big Pop or Town Star. Often Racing. Good start for Native Flyer to the near side, also to the near side. You're My Sweetie getting into it early. Simply Enchanting is right there too. Total Velocity on the far side. That's Sparkling Fire along with Boss Lady Janet. They're spread right across the track, but looks to be Native Flyer marginally. From racing back there in a second, that's a Total Velocity. You're My Sweetie, not too far away, right on the premises to that Sparkling Fire. These are the principal as they make their way coming out of the chute to the 2 furlong point, and it is Sparkling Fire looks to marginally have it from You're My Sweetie, and battling on also that's Native Flyer, but it is now Native Flyer on the near side. Over on the far side, that's Sparkling Fire. This is where the race lies. You're My Sweetie trying to get into it. Native Flyer, Sparkling Fire, they're still going at it. Native Flyer on the rail, Sparkling Fire around the far side. Here comes You're My Sweetie in between horses, and Sparkling Fire begins to go away. Sparkling Fire beats You're My Sweetie. Then comes Native Flyer. D Storm runs on to be fourth. Often Racing. Oh my gosh, misses it along with Golden Lawyer. Getting a good start though, that's Global Machine as they go past the 6. It's Global Machine in front from Chesney on the outside, right on the in between horses. That's Empress in the Breeze, right against the rail. That's Himaya. Then comes Golden Lawyer recovering after that break. Then comes Ruby's Light and Oh My Gosh racing at the back of the field. They head toward the 4, and it is a Global Machine on about a 3 or 4 length margin in front of racing down on the outside. That's Another Mission right against the rail. The Golden Lawyer picking up and coming forward. Chesney comes next. Then comes Empress in the Breeze coming out wide. Ruby's Light right against the rail. Maya and still racing at the back of the field. That's Oh My Gosh there. So still in front, Global Machine, not by far. Global Machine just the lead off. Coming on the outside, that's Another Mission right against the rail. That's Golden Lawyer, and now Another Mission strike the front, but still they're fighting on. That's Global Machine coming out up on the rail. That's a Golden Lawyer. It's still in front and making the run in globe. It's Another Mission coming on the outside. Here comes Ruby's Light winding up to pick them off. 4 across the track with a half a furlong to travel. Ruby's Light looks to have the lead. It's Ruby's Light in front. Golden Lawyer coming up the rail, but too late. Ruby's Light begins to go away. 2 on the day for Awesome Anthony Thomas. Ruby's Light beats Golden Lawyer. Then comes Another Mission, maybe Imaya back in fourth. Now they're off and racing. Not a bad line. Out wide, that Salute the Don wants that lead and is prompting the pace coming past D7. So it's Salute the Don right there too. That's God's Plan in the mix as well. That's We Jammin'. Just behind them, that's Bigger Boss. Then comes Senor Biscotti as they go past the 6. Stardom comes next. Just on the outside of Stardom, that is the Maestro. Just behind them, that's Dash All Day. Coming up on the inside, Fernando, and racing at the back of the field, that's London Spirit. They head toward the 4, and on that lead, Salute the Don, trying to dictate terms, about 3 or 4 lengths in front of racing down into second, that's Salute the Don, which Jamin tracks them and now begins to make a forward move on the outside. Also trying to come on that Stardom, but it's still on that lead. It's Salute the Don in front. Here comes We Jamming on the outside, right there too. In the mixed, that's God's Plan still there. They're coming at the top of the lane. Salute the Don still in front. God's Plan also in it, just out wide and coming on. That's We Jamming, but it's Salute the Don still in front, turning them back at the furlong pole. Salute the Don also coming on. That's God's Plan. Salute the Don still in front of God's Plan. Also coming down into it, that Stardom. It's Salute the Don still turning them back, coming with a half a furlong to go. Here comes Stardom up the inside rail, and Stardom, Salute the Don. Stardom, Salute the Don. Stardom now goes on to win the Kingston from Salute the Don. Then comes God's Plan. Senor Biscotti, and back in 5th, that's Fernando. They're often racing. That's a beautiful line. Generational wants that lead. Generational out wide. That's Emperor of the Cat. So Emperor of the Cat's Generational mixing it up. Then comes a Strike Smart in the middle. Right there too. That's Milos. These four in a tight group. Coming on the outside. Here comes Whiskey coming out wide along with Laban. Then comes Smart Trick just behind them. That's Prince Aman coming into it as they come with just about 2.5 furlong to travel. It's Emperor of the Cats on that lead. Whiskey tackling right there too. That's Generational. These three as now Whiskey prompts the lead and Whiskey goes on from Emperor of the Cat right against the rail. That's Generational. Coming out wide. That's Laban, but it is Whiskey in front. Generational right against the rail. Emperor of the Cats trying to come back for more. Milos is also coming on, but it's Whiskey in front of Generational inside the final furlong. Whiskey on top. Generational trying to get to Whiskey. It's Whiskey still in front. Generational fighting, but fighting hard. Will only be second best. Whiskey begins to pull away. Whiskey goes on to beat Generational by about 5 lengths. Whiskey beats Generational. Got tight for third. Either Prince Aman or Indestructible. Fading back into fifth. Looks to be Milos.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from QuickGallopJaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.